Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and the DSS is finally here, although it comes with a few hiccups as there is a lot of orbital bombardments, hitting our own team. Today we're going to go over the fact that the Arrowhead team says there is more going to be coming with the DSS, what their plans are for it with the future, and what that means for the clan and platoon system. We're going to go over all of that, but without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So recently we just got the new Democratic space station and well, it's received a fair bit of backlash from the community, mainly because right now the DSS does nothing but team kill you. Honestly, this is kind of insulting, as Nizzy De Niro points out on Reddit, and he says, wasn't this supposed to help us? This is honestly kind of insulting. We made a super weapon to kill ourselves. Who thought that randomly and frequently bombing where the players are at random would be a fun experience for the player? Is this a joke? What is this? And there was actually, a quick response from Arrowhead. Twinbeard went ahead and said, more info on the DSS is forthcoming, working on it. We are indeed working on it, and you're right, an update is much needed. Sorry for the late reply. Then we recently saw a temporary DSS augmentation, where High Command has authorized augmentation to Helldiver loadouts while the planetary bombardment tactical activation is active. Go ahead and get rid of the steep increase in heroic sacrifices. This is a temporary change while a full assessment is the optimal number of sacrifices is underway. Twinbeard then went on to further elaborate that there will be various options, angles, parameters, comms, timings that are being discussed. More info will follow when we have such to share. Thanks for the input. And I've seen a lot of people say, well, is the DSS only going to be for destruction and going ahead and blowing ourselves up? And well, I want to say I first think that the DSS is just strictly going to be this out of the gate, as that is where it seems to want to go ahead and do things in the storyline. Keep in mind, when they introduce something new, it's actually supposed to go ahead and do something to move the story progression along before it goes ahead and gets more updates. Let me explain a little bit about the blowing up of moons. The other day, Astro, a data miner, actually posted on the Helldivers Discord that there is a new model in the latest patch containing planetary rings on a scale not seen prior. The model is animatable with a few bones controlling a half of each side of the ring. Right now, it is speculated that it will either come as a result of DSS weapons, testing, blowing up a moon, or the nuclear bombardments triggering on Akamar. None of it is confirmed. However, something that I really did want to point out was there is this leaked Stroman broadcast. We've listened to it a couple times about the DSS test firing, but listen very closely, you'll actually hear mention of a moon being blown up. I'll roll the clip here.
Good evening. I'm your host, Coretta Kelly. The Democracy Space Station has completed its first test fire, successfully destroying a small moon.
So, DSS is going to be a Death Star of sorts. Once this thing is going to go ahead and test fire and we blow up a moon or whatever it may be, it looks like Akamar is going to be the next thing that comes into our targets, and then eventually we are going to be getting the second stage of the Gloom, or at least what that whole narrative is. Now, in addition to the blowing up of moons, the big question is, well, are we going to be getting a clan system? And I do 100% believe, yes, there's so much stuff in the files, and we'll go over that in just a second, and I feel that will be a later stage of the DSS and possibly even a hub for it, but I also think that not everything is going to be dropped right when we get it. It makes sense that they're going ahead and rolling out the lore story with the planet slash moon being blown up, and then as we get further and further into the storyline, possibly with the Gloom that we mentioned, they go ahead and start unveiling more unlockables for the space station that we will go ahead and do. But now let's go ahead and talk about the clans and what we do know about it. Tunes are 100% coming. We've seen them in the game files, and there's some information we got about it. According to Asunder, who went through the data mine files and found a ton of stuff, there does exist clan-wide stratagem cooldowns. That meaning as a unit, you will be able to call in certain airstrikes or certain objects or certain stratagems that will be able to be used as a team-wide thing, meaning you won't have to carry as many individual things, which is a great way to strategize on mission. There are three very important ones that Asunder was actually able to confirm which will be coming with the clans. The first one is going to be the Seif, which is a clan stratagem. It's possible only one player can have it per squad, which makes sense. This is basically something that will call in a bunch of NPCs to assist you, and so if everyone had it, well, it'd be kind of a giant mess. Along with that, the nuke and the carpet bomb that we've also gone over in gameplay does appear, according to Iron Sights and Asunder, to also be specific clan stratagems. He also talks about the entire squad would gain access to medical supply stratagem, meaning that you would even be able to get stuff that you wouldn't if you went in with a normal squad. The cooldown of this stratagem is shared between all squad members, which is pretty alluring. He went on to say, it seems like you can pick from right now, resupply or medical, but do keep in mind, this is a very early version of that. Now, in addition to this, in all the clans and platoons, there will be separate ranks, and it goes from company commander at the top to commander to officer, officers, private, and then privates. And so it does seem like there are 6 different different classes, and then you can have multiple different members in your platoon. Along with that, one really cool feature that they're also adding to this is that there is going to be a legendary super sample, and it's for ship upgrades, it looks like, specifically tied to the clan system. There was a great breakdown of the clan loadout with an analysis from Commander Rod. Clans and platoons will have their own station. Clans can be leveled up, which might be directly tied into station upgrades, which we just talked about. Upgrading requires resources, with the new resources being introduced such as Legendarium. Stations are mobile and can be placed in orbit of specific planets. Fighting on the surface of the planet with your clan station will actually give you a buff. The buffs are unlocked as you level up your clan, like those super samples we just talked about, and moving the station will actually have a cost, whether resource time or time-wise, meaning that it cannot be free, and moving a station is always a strategic thing. You gotta go ahead and predict the enemy's next move and place your station at the right planet as soon as possible and be the first to fight and reap the rewards, or wait until you know for sure because you might be wrong. There will also be clan platoon leaderboards, most likely to display the most effective clans platoons based on liberation percent galaxy-wide, and the other option is in-clan leaderboards for players. There are 4 unique clan functions as you can see here. There looks to be a science one, a defense one, a hammer one. I'm not sure what the other ones are, maybe a building, but there's also going to be brand new clan zones and locations that he showed us, looking like there's going to be 3 different dropships, some factories. These are placeholder images found in the file, once again due to tier 5 NPC, but my favorite part of this, and it really takes me back to the old school days of Halo 2 and Halo 3 with their clan system, is there are going to be clan ranks and you'll be able to move up through it with different insignias that you can see here. And I think this is going to be one of the best additions to the game, most notably because, well, we are getting brand new stratagems that are specifically designed for the platoons. Tier 5 NPC was actually able to show us gameplay of it, so I'm going to go ahead and play that right now, and you guys can see all the stratagems we should be getting when this launches.
Delivering payload. Terminate outpost destroyed. Democracy's on its way.
Found something.
Let me know down below, how do you like the DSS so far? Do you like the idea that it's going to be something we continually build, or would you have preferred it to be ready right out of the gate with all of its features and amenities? Also, don't forget to check out this video and this video right here where I cover more Helldivers 2 news on the daily. And until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading democracy.